Have you ever wondered how a piece of chicken becomes that golden nugget, crispy on the outside, tender on the inside, and with the same familiar taste in so many different places? Chicken nuggets are found in supermarkets, fast food chains, restaurants, and kitchens all around the world. But almost no one imagines the journey they take before reaching the plate. Behind this small and well-known food, there is a process full of technology, temperature control, precise machines, and carefully planned steps. Nothing inside a nugget factory happens by chance, because every detail needs to guarantee flavor, texture, safety, and convenience, from the selection of the meat to the final freezing stage. Everything is designed so each piece reaches you with a consistent appearance, crunch, and quality. Throughout this video, we'll follow that entire journey, understanding where the raw material comes from, how the chicken is prepared, how the nugget gets its shape, how it receives that breaded coating, and how it arrives, ready to be finished at home or in a restaurant. If you enjoy discovering how things are really made, leave a like to support the channel and this kind of content. Subscribe to Factory Explains so you don't miss the next videos. And let's keep going, because the explanation starts now. Everything begins long before a nugget gets its shape. Before the breaded coating and before the freezing stage, there is one main raw material: chicken meat. The chickens used by the food industry usually come from company-owned or integrated farms, which follow defined standards for feeding, hygiene, ventilation, temperature, and animal monitoring. At this stage, every detail can influence the quality of the meat that will later move on to processing. Feeding is an essential part of this journey. The feed usually includes ingredients such as corn, soybean, meal, vitamins, and minerals, forming a diet designed for the chicken's growth and for a more standardized production. In an industrial chain, nothing happens in isolation. What starts on the farm will be reflected later inside the factory. When the chickens reach the ideal weight, they are transported in suitable trucks to the processing plant. This is where production enters a more intense and controlled stage. The batches are received, identified, and sent to the slaughter process, always following sanitary rules and mandatory inspections. Inside the processing plant, the chickens move through an organized line, where they are slaughtered, hung, and carried along suspended rails throughout production. This stage may seem impactful to someone seeing it from the outside, but it is essential to transform the animal into meat fit for consumption, following strict controls for hygiene, temperature, and food safety. After slaughter, the carcasses go through inspection. Professionals and control systems check whether the meat is suitable to continue in the process. Then, the chickens are chilled quickly to preserve quality and help prevent the growth of microorganisms. From there, the cuts are separated. Breast, thigh, meat, and other edible parts can be directed to different products. In the case of nuggets, the industry selects meat suitable for processing, which will then be deboned, prepared, and sent to the next stage. And this is where the journey starts to change shape. What left the farm as a whole chicken now becomes selected cuts, ready to enter a new industrial stage. Only after this does the meat start getting closer to that small, golden, crispy nugget everyone knows. After the cuts are separated, the meat that will become nuggets moves into a new preparation stage. Before entering the machines, it needs to be kept at a low temperature and go through quality checks to make sure it is suitable for processing. After this stage, the industry removes larger bones, excess skin, and parts that are not part of the recipe. And here, it's worth clearing up a very common doubt. Nuggets are not made from improper chicken scraps. The base is usually deboned meat, mainly breast, thigh meat, and edible trimmings left from standardizing larger cuts. The breast helps create a lighter and softer texture, while the thigh meat adds flavor and juiciness. The goal is to make the raw material more uniform, clean, and ready to be ground. The more standardized this meat is when it reaches the next stages, the more consistent the final result will be. Then, the pieces are reduced into smaller sizes to make the equipment's work easier. The meat still looks like regular chicken, but it is already ready to enter one of the most important phases of production. From here, it will be ground, mixed, and transformed into a uniform mass. This is when the nugget starts to stop being just chicken meat and begins to become the base that will receive seasoning, shape, and breading. At this stage, the real transformation begins. The prepared chicken enters industrial grinding equipment, where the pieces are reduced into a more uniform base with the right texture to receive the ingredients in the recipe. During grinding, everything continues under controlled temperature. This matters because the meat needs to stay cold to maintain quality, make processing easier, and ensure the mixture reaches the right consistency for the next phases. After that, the ground chicken moves into large industrial mixers. Ingredients such as salt, seasonings, cold water, starch, flour, proteins, and other approved components are added. Each one has a purpose. Some help with flavor, others with texture, others with binding, and others with the tenderness of the final product. Cold water, for example, helps keep the mixture at the right temperature and makes it more stable. Starch and proteins help give structure, allowing the nugget to hold its shape after molding and preventing it from falling apart during breading or cooking. Inside the mixers, the base is worked until it becomes homogeneous. The goal is to distribute all the ingredients evenly, so thousands of nuggets can have a similar standard of flavor, texture, and appearance. With the mixture fully blended and at the right consistency, it moves on to the forming machines. This is where the nugget stops being just a uniform chicken base and starts taking the shape of a real product. The mixture is placed into equipment that uses standardized molds. These molds receive portions of the mix, press them into the desired shape, and release each piece with a very similar size, thickness, and weight. This control is important because in industrial production, thousands of nuggets need to come out with the same standard. After being formed, the nuggets leave the machine with their shape already defined and move on to the coating stage. First, they receive a thin layer of dry flour. Then, they pass through a liquid batter that helps the breading stick better. After that, they receive the outer breading, which creates the crispy coating, and then go straight to the pre-frying stage. When the nuggets enter the hot oil, the coating begins to firm up. Little by little, it starts to take on that light golden color. Pre-frying helps set the breading, improves the texture of the outer crust, and prevents the nuggets from losing their shape during the next stages. After pre-frying, the nuggets move on to a controlled cooking or heat treatment stage. This process helps make sure the product reaches the proper temperature and meets the food safety standards required by the industry. After heating, the nuggets go through cooling. This drop in temperature is important to prepare the product for freezing and to prevent it from moving into the next steps while still too hot. before packaging, quality control also comes in. The industry checks appearance, size, color, weight, and possible flaws in the breading in many production lines. The nuggets also pass through metal detectors and inspection systems to provide an extra layer of safety. Once the nuggets are ready and frozen, they move straight into the packaging stage. The machines separate the portions, weigh the product, and place everything into packages designed for frozen foods. Each package receives important information, such as the ingredient list, expiration date, production batch, nutrition facts, and cooking instructions. These details help the consumer know exactly what they are buying and how to prepare the product correctly. After packaging, the bags are sent to cold storage rooms where they remain at a controlled temperature. This stage keeps the nuggets frozen and preserves their quality until distribution. Then, they are transported in refrigerated trucks to supermarkets, wholesalers, restaurants, and fast food chains. Throughout this entire journey, the cold chain has to be maintained to prevent the product from thawing before the right moment. Did you know that the global frozen chicken nuggets sector moves around $23 billion, driven by consumption in supermarkets, restaurants, and fast food chains? And the United States stands out as one of the major centers of that consumption, since it is also among the countries that consume the most chicken meat in the world, with around 18 million tons per year. But where did the idea of turning chicken into small, shaped pieces that are practical and easy to prepare actually come from? The origin of chicken nuggets goes back to the United States, and the name most closely linked to their creation is Robert C. Baker, a food science professor at Cornell University. In 1963, he developed this product to solve an industry challenge, creating a practical way to use chicken meat in small, boneless portions that could be breaded, frozen, transported, and prepared on a large scale. At the time, this was a major innovation because chicken was still commonly sold in whole cuts, and the industry was looking for ways to make it simpler and more convenient to consume. Baker's work helped transform chicken into a standardized food, quick to prepare and easy to serve, opening the way for nuggets to become popular in supermarkets, restaurants, and fast food chains around the world. After following this entire journey, it is hard to look at a chicken nugget the same way again. What seems like just a small piece of breaded chicken actually goes through a huge production chain, starting on farms, moving through the processing plant, and then going through meat selection, grinding, mixing, shaping, breading, pre-frying, freezing, packaging, and distribution. Every stage exists to transform a simple raw material into a practical, standardized product that is easy to prepare. And that is what makes this process so interesting, behind something so common in everyday life. There is food science, technology, quality control, and many machines working together to deliver the same result every time. When we understand how things are made, even the most familiar foods gain a new value. So, the next time you see chicken nuggets at the supermarket or on your plate, you may remember the entire process hidden behind that golden, crispy coating. If you enjoyed this journey behind the scenes of manufacturing, leave a like because it really helps the channel keep growing. Subscribe to Factory Explains to discover how things truly work. And make sure to watch the next video because there are still many incredible things waiting for you. See you there.